Have you stopped doing boss fights in Ark Ascended because they have a ton of issues that they didn't have in Ark Evolved, or because the developers took away your interesting new tactic? Well, the good news is they are being fixed. The bad news is it's a slow moving process being released bit by bit. Hello survivors, yes, boss fights are a big topic right now, with so many people complaining they didn't get any loot or the dragon is invisible. But when people come up with a brand new method of doing bosses, the devs take it away. After a week of nothing but exploit fixed here, exploit fixed there, they finally put out a small bug fixing patch and also a brand new mod spotlight showcasing 5 new mods. And of course next week we'll see the server transfers finally open. So let's take a look at what's going on in the world of Ark Ascended this week. As always survivors, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest Ark news. So a few days ago they put out a fix for something that probably most players didn't even know existed and probably hadn't even crossed their minds to try it. And that is that bosses could be lured by using giant bee honey. But no, the devs don't want that, so it's gone. Now I can understand why they took it away, because if you can just lure it to a location and then it can be easily abused. But what gets me is people try and come up with new ideas, new methods of doing bosses instead of the typical Rex there is Megatherium team with a UT. The same 8-year-old methods still being used in Ark Ascended, but as soon as something different comes along, it's taken away. But that wasn't the only boss fight fix that they put out this week. They also fixed the Megapithecus reward crate sometimes not spawning when you defeat the boss. And also they fixed the players being able to start the same boss fight in multiple locations at the same time, which would result in both groups being destroyed. This is presumably people using transmitters. That was something that happened and changed years ago in Ark Evolved, so why was it even a thing in Ark Ascended? But probably the biggest boss issue right now appears to be more complicated to fix, and that is the dragon boss sometimes being invisible. Right now it does seem to be a 50-50 chance that you might experience the issue, and it's probably not worth the risk doing that boss just yet. I suspect the developers may potentially have had trouble replicating the issue, but they are getting through these issues one by one. They also stuck a few other fixes in there too, which include cannons being unable to fire when placed on platform saddles, the Tuso not wanting to eat during taming, which has been quite a big issue for a while, and Basilo babies sometimes spawning under the mesh. Now I'm expecting some of you to ask about the console save issues and the Windows Store version, because I regularly get those questions come up, or comments about the fact that they've not heard anything at all for ages. Now there still has not been any update, I'm afraid, or a single word on the current situation with the console save button returning, nor any word on the Windows Store version returning to official PvP. It does sound like it is a bigger issue than they expected. I think the console save issue is currently sitting with Grove Street Games, because I think they're the ones working on the console side of Ark Ascended. And clearly getting an anti-cheat with BattleEye for Windows Store is taking considerably longer probably than Wildcard would have expected. They have dropped another mod spotlight this week that showcases 5 more cross-platform mods. They started off with Clifton's wardrobe, and I've got to say these costume designs are really good quality. It's something more for PvE obviously than PvP, but these are really good, and these are the sort of things I'd love to see more in some of the official events that Wildcard bring us. Then there was Dino Depot, which looks to be another type of cryopod feature and presumably doesn't have the limitations that the official cryopods have. Klinger additional structures introducing a variety of new and styled items. Wall and floor decor that introduces the mounted dino heads, and some of them look really good, especially the Carno one. And finally, Big Al's Meraxes, a large theropod from the Carcharodontosaurid family. So yes, a pretty slow week for ARK news, but as I said, server transfers should be arriving on Wednesday, January 24th, as long as things go to plan. And this should mean that unofficial servers can run clusters so they can have the island mixed in with mod maps. But what mayhem is it going to cause on official servers? I'm sure there's going to be plenty of players on official servers that will not be using themselves as guinea pigs, because we all know about the experience of players constantly losing their survivors during transfers on ARK Survival Evolved. That's all for today, survivors. It's been a slow news week, but hopefully things will pick up. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to keep up with all the latest ARK news.